There's a question in the quad from a gentleman saying, I'm interested in acting skills, not to become an actor, but to be better at public speaking and presenting to either camera or via Zoom. How do acting techniques help educate you for this kind of setting? I want to tell you that it's absolutely, absolutely the greatest technique for any kind of performance, any kind of public communication. I have been hired many times to coach politicians. And I really do wish that Justin Trudeau would contact me because he needs some real help with his communication and vocalizations. But I have coached several politicians. I've coached some CEOs. And at one point, just before COVID, I was hired to coach an entire legal team at a really high-end law firm who were criminal court lawyers. You know the presentations where you see like Viola Davis giving her like speech to the court and you go, whoa, it's so good. And then you watch the actual court and you're like, oh my God. Like the Johnny Depp one was amazingly pretty exciting, actually, even though at times it was quite boring. But when you watch actual lawyers speaking, Lordy, can they put a jury to sleep? Yeah, and emceeing weddings and things like that. Have you ever noticed that if you're the actor, they're like, hey, can you do it? Can you ask the questions? Can you speak? And there's a whole bunch of reasons. When you're somebody who has gotten quite used to standing in front of a group of people who are incredibly powerful in front of a camera and allowing yourself to be connected and vectored out and present, or on stages, or in auditions and on set, then you are somebody who's worked very hard, and we do that in our classes. You work very hard to get control of your fears and make sure that your nerves become fuel to propel you forward, not fuel that'll light you on fire. That nerves are really wonderful and you're able to connect with them. Once you know that it's gonna be okay, you can be as nervous as you want, but you know it's gonna be okay. And how do you know it's gonna be okay? Because you've done it so many times that you eventually go, I never die. It's gonna be fine. I didn't die. I'll be fine. You know. And once you've fallen on your face in a couple of auditions and recovered and come back and not died, you start going, oh, it's fine. So every actor I know is shitting bricks right before the take or right before walking on audition. The second you hit the stage, you would never know. The reason why they nail it is because one, they've fallen apart before and they didn't die. Two is they know that nerves are actually an incredibly important part of the work. And three is they know, most importantly, is they know how to translate the nerves into the action and the objective for the attention of the character, and that they're using the nerves as fuel to affect connection and communication with the other person. So number one thing I would teach, I have taught lawyers and CEOs and politicians and things, is the surrender, the use of the nerves and how to take control of those things. Then the second most important thing that non-actors learn from acting is narrative, that there's a story, that there's a 3-act structure, that you rise it up and then you drop and then you win. And there's a way to present the melody of dialogue in a way that moves the story through. And you're telling a story, you're weaving a tale. So there's a reason why actors are better joke tellers. When I'm at a dinner party, the actor goes, you know, so how was your summer? Oh my God. Okay, so what happened was in the fall, I said to myself, this year for sure, I'm going to clean my boat. And whatever the story is, the actor weaves a tale and everyone goes, and they get into it. And the non-actor goes, oh, so I have a boat? You're just like, the whole thing falls apart. And it's because the actor understands storytelling. So there's an aspect to constantly working on scripts, constantly working on your monologues, constantly breaking down scripts, looking at actions and objectives and relationships, that you get a narrative consciousness going. It's the ability to know when exactly to pause, when to do a hard switch, when to have a parenthetical drop, when to lead the sentence in a way that makes the most effective change. Like after a while, as an actor working with dialogue, you start to understand what communicates and what doesn't. So if I have someone in front of me who's doing that, I'll remove that. I'll teach you to find a way to make sure that you're clearly articulating the ideas you're getting across. And then I will teach you narrative form, and mostly I'll teach you how to use your energy to get connective. So yeah, absolutely. The reason why I'm telling you guys this is because you should take advantage of it. You know how to communicate and you know how to listen and you know how to deal with each other. So take your skill set that you've learned and apply it.